Hello again there, this is Daniel Peters. Back checking in again with progress on my racing lawnmower and my engines here, or not my engines, but my dad's engines, I guess. And here's what I found. I took apart my 26 horse. I think I mentioned that in another video, but found it had thrown one connecting rod. Here's my piston out of there, and I was very lucky actually. I didn't damage the block at all, which is quite remarkable. I'm quite pleased. So that's a salvageable engine there. And then just while it was out there, I was just kind of taking a look because I knew all the strokes are the same for pretty much any Briggs Intech V-twin, which kind of got me curious. What is the difference between the horsepower engines or whatever? So I had this other 24 horse which we got in pieces, and I'm not exactly sure what's wrong with it, but anyway, I had a piston out. Just decided to look at it. We noticed right away this is a Teflon coated piston out of the 24 horse, which is kind of interesting. And some of the little differences in the piston rings. The oil ring is quite different. It's a 2-piece on the 24 horse, and it's a 3-piece on the 26. A little different spacing there between the rings and all that. But the biggest difference I noticed is that the 26 is a flat top piston, no Teflon coating. And the 24 is a dished piston, but it's also taller. So I'm not sure. There's probably some possibilities for horsepower increase if a guy wants to jumble some pistons around and maybe do a little machine work, which I'm quite interested in. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on that. Also noticed the valves on the 26 horse are quite a bit larger, so that's kind of interesting. The ports appear to be the same size, but I'm not sure about that. So I'll measure that yet when I'm more in depth in there. Another 24 horse here. Here's our parts 24, which appears to be a good block. So we've got for sure two. Yeah, we got, well, for sure one good 26 horse, one good block for a 24. This other 24 horse I've got here, I don't think there's really anything wrong with it. I was set up to do a leak down test, and I had like almost 80% leak down, but I started flapping the valves a little bit, and I started getting a lot of crap and carbon coming out of the cylinder. So curious if it's just carboned up. If it was dusted like the guy claimed, I would think there'd be a lot of oil coming through the breather hose into the intake, and there's none. It's dry as a bone. So I got high hopes for that one. This other 20 horse here, pan was loose when we got it and we opened it up, and it's like literally full to the top of the oil pan with some kind of goop that smells like oil and grain dust. So not expecting too much from that one. Another 20 horse here, which I just opened up to check the leak down, and here, sure enough, it won't crank or won't turn over. Opened it up. It's kind of hard to see here, but let's see if I can get some more light. I don't know. You can kind of see it there. Right in here, busted the cylinder out. So this might be a scrap engine, who knows. Unless a guy wants to put in a bit of work and try and actually repair the block, but I don't know if it's worth it that much on these. These are generally, I think, a fairly cheap motor to pick up used. So I don't know, parts motor, I guess. Crank is shot. It's all worn out there and whatever. somebody's been in here before, because all this stuff is wrecked, but there's no pieces left inside the block, so I don't know where all that went. Good camshaft in there still. Oil pan's good, whatever, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's kind of what we got. So we have one good 26, probably two good 24s, and a couple of shot 20s. At least the big ones are good. So I guess we'll see what happens from here on. And then I can't remember if I mentioned before, but there was one opposed 20-horse twin Briggs that my dad took, and it's got some broken casting in the block, but we might try and fix it, so we'll see. Anyway, that's where she's at. I'm hoping to maybe at least drill some engine mount holes so I can bolt these engines down and try and get the ones that I think will work to run. So I'll check in when I've got that set up. Thank you very much. Bye bye.